Okay, so basically we have some mixed past paper questions. All right, let's do it. So it says, given that x square minus 6x plus 1 is basically this, for all values of x, find the value of a and the value of b. Now it's very simple. We need to make sure that this thing looks like this. Once we have something of this type, we need to talk about the value of a and b. So initially we have x square minus 6x plus 1. Now I am going to add and subtract. In mathematics, I cannot add anything. I need to subtract that as well, just so it is balanced. I will be adding the half of this number, so it would be 3 squared, and I would be subtracting 3 squared, okay? And now I can write it down as x squared minus 6x plus 3 squared, and I'm left with plus 1 minus 3 squared. Now, what is this exactly? You can think about it this way. It is x squared minus 2ab plus b squared equals x minus, this is x. Let's write it down, a here. All right, so this is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, and it would be a minus b whole square. Similarly, we have x squared minus 6x plus 3. So I can write it down as x minus 3 squared, and then plus 1 minus 9 would give me minus 8. So this is a and this is b. So a is 3 and b is 8. Yes. Any doubts with the first part of this question? Anyone? Yes, Saneem, Turhan, and the new student. I need to check your name. Feroz.
Yes, miss, I didn't get it after like when you like put the values in it. Like a square minus 2ab plus b square.
Okay. All right. So basically, we are doing this question by completing square method. Okay. This is what I had initially, and I need to make this thing look like this thing. For that, I always remember for such questions, we use completing square method. Okay. Now, completing square, let's talk about what we do for completing square method. This is the coefficient of x. It is 6. I'll divide it by 2, and this would give me 3. I will add 3 square and I will subtract 3 square just so it is balanced. Okay. Now, when I have added 3 squared, I've just written this thing over here, and I've written 1 and minus 3 square separately. What do you see over here? Don't you think it is x squared minus 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 3 plus 3 squared? Isn't it something of this type? We
Yes,
have a
miss.
squared, then 2ab, and then b squared. Okay, so we can write it down as a minus b squared. That is why I have written it as x minus 3 whole squared, and I was left with plus 1 minus 3 squared, so it would be minus 8. And since this number was a, so it is 3, and since this number is b, it's b, right? So it is 8. That is why I got this. Yes. Is that okay?
Yes, miss.
And what about you, Turhan and Saneem? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about the next part. It's just a 1 mark question, and it says, hence write down. Okay, so this is, since we are practicing past papers, so these things are very important for you to understand. If the question says hence write down, it means you have the answer in front of you. You need to do something very, very small, and you would get the final answer. So you need to write down the coordinates of the turning point of this graph. Now, what do we know? We know that if, let's say, we have x plus a plus b, if we have something of this type, the coordinates of turning points are what? We have minus a and B. Okay. And if I change the signs, whatever the sign is with B, that would come as it is. Let's say I write it down this way, X minus A and minus B. So minus B would come here as it is, but whatever the sign is with A, we would be putting an opposite sign. Okay. So this time around, we have minus 3 and minus 8. So this minus 3 would become 3 and this minus 8 would be written as it is. So this would be the coordinates of the turning point on the graph of y equals x squared minus xx plus 1. Yes, Saneem, do you get this and all the other students?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, okay. What about you, Feroz and Turhan? Please feel free to stop me and ask me because this is your right. You'll be appearing soon. So just ask me if you're not able to understand this.
I got it, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's talk
Yes, I get
about
it.
this. Okay. Now this is very interesting and important question, and it's just like the one which we did a few days back. Now it says there are only R red counters and G green counters in a bag. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is 3 by 7. The counter is put back in the bag. Okay. This is the first part of the scenario. And this is the second part. Before reading the second part, let's focus on the first part. We have R red and G green counters. So the total number of counters is R plus G. Okay. The probability that the counter is green is 3 by 7. This is the numerical value. But what would be the value in terms of R and G? We know that if I make the tree diagram for the first scenario, either the counter is going to be red or it would be green. In the denominator, we are writing down the total number of counters in the bag, that is R plus G. And we have R red counters, so it would be R over R plus G. And for green, we would have G divided by R plus G. So this means that this G divided by R plus G, that is the probability of getting a green counter, is 3 by 7. So I did not read the question yet, but I'm just trying to write down the information given. Okay. Now it says the counter is put back in the bag again. Now it's just like a fresh question. Again, you have R red counters and G green counters in a bag. 2 more red counters and 3 more green counters are put in the bag. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The probability that the counter is green is 6 by 13. Now I've told you how to make this equation using the first scenario. I'll just add a few things. Initially, N was R plus G, and now they have added 2 more red and 3 more green. So they have added in total 5 more counters. Okay. So N is going to be R plus G plus 5. And now you need to find the probability of getting a green counter and equate it to 6 by 13. So can anyone tell me the fraction in terms of R and G for this case, for the second one?
No, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sorry.
10/7.
10 up. Okay, wait. You're telling me the
Uh,
probability, okay? Forget about that. Just tell me the probability in terms of R and G.
okay, so R G is 3.
G is not 3. They're saying 3 more green counters, okay? Initially, we had G green counters. Now we have 3 more. So we would have G plus 3, okay? We would have G plus 3 counters in the bag. And we need to divide it by the total number, that is R plus G plus 5. Okay, I'll wait for a minute. Just read the question once again, all of you, just so you understand whatever is happening, and then I'll explain this again. Right, so I assume by now you guys would have understood the question. Now I'll tell you again. For the first part, it said the bag contains R red counters and G green counters, and the probability that the counter is green is 3 by 7. So this is the numerical value of the probability, and what would be the value in terms of R and G? So we would have in total R plus G counters. So in the denominator, I would have R plus G, and in the numerator I would have G only. The scenario changed, and now again we have a bag that contains R red counters and G green counters, because it says the counter is put back again in the bag. 2 more red counters and 3 more green counters are put in the bag. So in that old bag, we added 2 red and 3 green counters. So we have basically added 5 more counters. Okay, so this total number is going to become R plus G plus 5. The probability that the counter is green is 6 by 13. So for green, in the numerator we are going to have the number of green counters. Initially we had G green counters, and then when we added 3 more, this is going to become G plus 3. So it would be G plus 3 divided by R plus G plus 5, right? This is the fraction in terms of R and G. So it would be G plus 3 divided by R plus G plus 5, and the numerical value is 6 by 13. This is the second equation. Now we are done with these two equations. Now what is the question? It says find the number of red counters and number of green counters that were in the bag originally. So in order to find this, I need to make equations and then do it. So let's simplify this together. This would become a simultaneous equation. So let's talk about equation number 1 first. I will cross multiply this because I have two fractions. One is on the left side, the other one is on the right side. I can cross multiply it directly. And this is going to give me 7G equals 3 into R plus G, and this would become 7G plus equals 3R plus 3G. All right, so this would give me 3R plus 3G. Okay, and now we are looking for the second one. So let's simplify that. Again, I have two fractions and I can cross multiply this. So this is going to give me 13 into G plus 3 equals 6 into R plus G plus 5. So 13G plus 39 equals 6R plus 6G plus 30. Let's simplify this. So 13G minus 6G would give me 7G plus 9 equals 6R. So this was the first equation. This is the second one. We need to simplify this. So how can we simplify this? We can do it by doing 1 minus 2, because I can see 7G and 7G on both sides. So if I do 1 minus 2, that is going to give me 7G minus 7G plus 9 equals 3R plus 3G, because I'm doing 1 minus 2. So this is the right side of 1. Okay, so I'll write down the right side of 1 first, minus the right side of the second one, and that would give me this, and this would be cancelled. Minus 9, and it is going to give me, 1 second only, please. We need to simplify 1 completely. And once we simplify this, I would get 7G minus 3G equals 3R, and it would become 4G equals 3R, and it is going to be 4G over 3 equals R. Okay, This is what I have. Now I can plug in this value of R over here to simplify this. Please simplify this and tell me the answers.
Yes, miss. What did you say?
Please simplify this equation and tell me the answer, okay? This would give me 7g plus 9 equals 8g. So I can take 7g on the other side and it would become 9 equals g. So the value of g is 9. This means we have 9 green counters. And now I'll plug in this 9 over here to find the number of red counters. So 4 into 9 divided by 3, 1 times, 3 times, and it is 12. So 12 is equal to R. So we have 12 red counters, okay? If you were able to understand the fraction making, the equation making, then solving it simultaneously is very easy. So any doubts in this question, all of you?
No, miss. No, miss.
Okay, and what about you, Saneem and Turhan?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Turhan, is that okay? Oh, sorry, Saneem, is that okay? All right. Okay, perfect. So this was the question about probability. All right, now here we have another question. So it is about inequalities. The first part is very easy. It says 14n is greater than 11n plus 6. We need to solve this. So whenever you are solving and you have an unknown, you would be finding the value of that unknown. Since this is an inequality, so we would be getting the range for this unknown. So just like equations, I'll be making n the subject. 14n minus 11n would give me 3n greater than 6. I would be dividing 3 and it would give me 2. So n is greater than 2. This was the first part and it was easy. The second part is more interesting. Let's talk about it. Okay. Now for the second part, it says on the number line below, show the set of values of x for which this is satisfied. All right. So this one inequality can be written as 2 minus 2 greater than x plus 3 and x plus 3 less than or equal to 4. Okay. Now I'll be making x the subject on both sides. So I'll take this plus 3 on the other side and it would give me minus 2 minus 3 less than x. So minus 5 is less than x. This means x would be greater than minus 5. And here I would get x plus 3 greater than equal, sorry. This is going to give me, I'll be taking the plus 3 on the other side. So 4 minus 3. So x is less than or equal to 1. Now, we need to talk about how to show these values on the number line. So first inequality gave me x is greater than minus 5. It is not equal to minus 5. It is greater than minus 5 and it is less than or equal to 1. Okay. So when it says less than or equal to, it would be a fill dot and it would be a hollow dot if it does not have this part, if it is not included. All right. So it would be this basically. So you'll be joining these two circles. One is filled, one is hollow by a straight line. Okay. So yes, is that okay? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's another interesting question, which I would let you guys think about. I'll read it first. It says, a container is in the shape of a cuboid. The container is 2 by 3, full of water. A cup holds 275 milliliters of water. What is the greatest number of cups that can be completely filled with water from the container? Okay, this container is 2 by 3 filled. Think about it. A cup holds 275 ml. So how many cups? The greatest number of cups, okay, can be filled with the water from this container. So I'll wait for 3 minutes Do your working and type the answer in the chat box, okay? And then I'll do it if you guys are not able to do it. Yes, very good point, Saneem. Excellent point. I'll tell you. So basically, I'll write down the thing over here. Okay, just use this. These units are same basically. So do not worry about it. Yes, well done. Very good, Sareem. Excellent. What about you, Turhan? Yes, Turhan. Please tell me the answer. Whatever you are getting, it's okay.
I'm almost done.
Okay, all right. So I'll wait and then you can tell me the answer.
Yes, Miss. What were you asking?
So basically, I told you guys to do this question. This is right in front of you, 23rd question. Please solve this and whatever you're getting, just type the answer in the chat box and then I'll do it if you guys are not able to do it. Yes, very good, Turhan. Excellent. Okay, Feroz, I'll do it for you. So basically, this cuboid, yes, okay. This cuboid has volume 30 into 6 into 9. Okay, that is going to be, you can just find the value, and this would give you 1620. So the volume of this tank is 1620 and it is 2/3 filled. So I'll be multiplying this value with 2 by 3 to see how many milliliters or centimeter cubes of water are there in the tank. And I got 1080. So I have 1080 centimeter cubes or milliliter. Okay, both of them are equivalent, they are same. I have these many milliliters and a cup holds 275 milliliters. So if I divide it by 275, that is going to give me Yes, this is 19. It's 19. When you multiply this, thirty into 6 into 19, we will get, all right, this is going to give you 3420, and then we need to find 2/3 of 3420, and that is going to be 2280. And now I will be dividing 2280 by 275. Okay, and this is going to give you 8.29. Okay, now this 8.29 is basically a decimal number. The question said you need to fill the tank completely, so you will not fill 8.29, you're just going to fill 8 cups completely. So the answer is going to be 8 cups. Yes, is that okay, all of you? Yes, Firoz, did you understand this question?
Ma'am,
Sorry, I was not able to hear you.
it's clear. It's clear. I get it.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about the next one then. Okay, this is a very easy question. It says the diagram shows a square ABCD with sides of length 20 centimeters. It also shows a semicircle and an arc of the circle. AB is the diameter of the semicircle. AC is an arc of the circle B. Show that the shaded area divided by the area of the square is pi over 8. Okay, let's talk about the shaded region first. So for the shaded region, I need to find the area of this complete arc, the sector. Okay, the sector, because it says AC is an arc of circle with center B. So I do have the angle, it's a square. So the angle would be 90 degrees. It means it is a quarter circle. So I can find the area by pi r square divided by 4 minus the area of the semicircle. That would be pi r square divided by 2. Let's plug in the values of r. So for the sector, the radius is 20 centimeters. This is a square. This side would be 20. This side would be 20. This side would be 20. CB and AB are the radius of the sector that has center B. Okay, so the radius would be 20 in this case. 20 squared divided by 4 minus pi. Now I'm trying to find the area of the semicircle, and this is going to be the radius, the half of 20, that is 10. So pi into 10 squared by 2. And what are we going to get? Please calculate this and tell me quickly. And make sure you leave the answer in terms of pi. It should be 50 pi. Okay. This is the shaded region. We are done with the first part. The second part says area of square. That would be 20 squared. Okay. So the area of the square is basically L square, and L is any side. So all the sides in case of a square are same. It is going to give me 400. Now I need to divide the shaded region by the area of square. So 50 pi divided by 400, and this is 1 times and this is 8 times, so it gave me pi by 8. Hence I've shown this. I also got pi by 8. Okay, so this is how we solve such questions. Yes, any doubts with this one? Anyone who was not able to understand this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Okay, now we have just 3 more questions left, and they are basically from the circle theorem. So yes, please try solving this question. You need to find the
Hello, miss,
angle.
can you hear me?
Sorry, say it again. Yes, Turhan?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Sorry, it's Feroz. Yes.
Okay, miss. There was an internet issue.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, now we are basically on this question. We are trying to find the angle ADC. This is the angle which we are looking for. Okay. Now, the only hint I can give you is that we have two methods of, well, we have multiple methods, but two methods are basically very obvious, and you can try finding it that way. Think about it, and I'll ask you in a minute. Very well done, Sandeem. Excellent. Your answer is correct. Very good. So basically, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. Now think about it. And the sum of opposite angles in case of a cyclic quadrilateral are, yes, the sum is 180 degrees. So if I'm interested in finding out ADC, if I somehow find ABC, I would be able to do it. So try finding out this angle and it would be very, very easy. Angle at center is what? Is twice the angle at circumference. So this would be 168 divided by 2. That is 84. So we know that angle B is 84 and B plus D is going to give me 180 degrees. So 84 plus T equals 180 and D is going to be 180 minus 84, that would be 96 degrees. So the answer is 96 degrees. Okay. Yes, Feroz and Turhan, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about you, Feroz? Okay. So for the next question, this is the
Hello, miss.
next.
Sorry, my mic was off.
Yeah, your mic was mute. Yes. Were you able to understand this or not?
Yes, miss. I was.
Okay, perfect. Now this is another question for your practice. This time around, we need to work out the angle DOA. So this is the angle. I'll stay quiet. Please try finding it out and I'll give you 2 minutes and then just type the answer. Okay. Yes, anyone who was able to find the angle DOA?
Almost done.
Okay, okay, okay. Very good. All right. And Sunny, what about you? If you have some confusions, you can just ask me, okay? Okay, now what is happening basically, it says A, B, and D are points on the circumference of a circle with center O. BOD is a diameter of the circle. BC and AC are tangents. This is the most important piece of information which the examiner could give. So this means the angle with the radius and the tangent is 90 degrees. This is a property that we have studied. Okay, O to B is radius, O to A is also radius, and AC is also tangent, so this would be 90 degrees as well. We can find this angle because OBC is a triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. So if this is x, we would know x plus 34 plus 90 is equal to 180 degrees. So x is going to be 56. So this would be 56. Now, this was a property that if there's a point and if you have two tangents coming from it, so this would be same, this would be same, this is same, this is same, because this is the radius. This is the right angle triangle. So this angle would be same as that one. And this would also be same as this one, because these two triangles are congruent. Okay. Now DOB is a straight line. We have two angles, 56 and 56. Sum of angles on a straight line is 180 degrees. So it's very simple. 180 minus 56 minus 56 is going to give you what? It would give you 68. So the answer is 68. Angle DOA is 68 degrees. Yes, Turhan and Feroz. Any doubts with this one? Yes, Turhan?
Yeah.
Were you getting the same answer?
Yes. Yes, miss, I'm having problems.
You did not understand this? Sorry, Feroz, can you please repeat?
Miss, I'm having problems.
So you were not able to understand this, okay? Right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So I'll tell you, I'll explain this again, don't worry. So this is what we have originally. Okay, Feroz, have you studied circle theorem?
No, miss.
Have you studied angles?
Angles?
Yes, angles, because we're talking about angles at the moment.
Miss, in previous classes.
You'll be appearing in this May, June?
No, miss. Next year.
Next year. Okay, all right, okay. So basically, if you have studied angles, you know in angles we have different properties, okay? If there's a line that is called the tangent line, that is touching a circle at one point only. It's touching the circle at point B only. It is a property that the angle between the radius and the tangent would be 90 degrees. Okay, I'm not writing it on my own. I know this, it is a property. Similarly, AC is also tangent. OA is the radius of a circle because it's starting from center to circumference. So this would be 90 degrees as well. Okay. Now we know if this angle is 90, if this angle is 34, this is a circle, OBC is a circle. I can find this angle because sum of angles in case of a circle is 180 degrees. You must be knowing this at least. Okay. So this would be 56. This angle is 56. Now, if this angle is 56, this angle is also going to be 56. And sum of angles on a straight line is 180 degrees. So if this was 56, if this was 56, we can find it by separating 56 and 56 from 180. And that is going to give you 68 degrees. That is why the answer turned out to be 68 degrees. You would understand these questions once you cover the circle theorem, okay? So you would be able to understand all of this once you are done with that thing, basically. Okay, let's talk about the next one and then let's see if you are able to understand this or not. Okay, now it says, it's very obvious. D is a point on a circle O. Q is a point such that the angle QTO is 58. Everything is written. Work out the angle OPT. We are interested in this point. Again, Feroz, just look at this. PT is tangent to the circle. If it is tangent, so we know this angle would be 90 degrees. Okay, this angle is 90 degrees.
Right.
And since QT and OP, we have two parallel lines and they're being cut by a transversal, that is OT. So this angle and this angle, they are equal. If that is 58, this would also be 58. So what would be the value of this angle P? We can find it out. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 180 degrees is equal to sum of all the angles. Let's say this is X plus 90 plus 58. So it would be 180 minus 90 minus 58 equals X. You can just simplify and tell me the answer. So it would be, yes, 90 minus 58 is what? 32 degrees, okay? This is going to be the answer. Yes. Any doubts with this? You can ask me again. Feroz, since you are not familiar with circle theorem, that is why it could be that you are not able to understand. But today I told you that the angle between tangent, angle due to tangent line is 90 degrees and you were able to notice that in two parts, okay? So whatever is given, we need to underline that and we need to use everything because the examiner would not be giving you extra things. He's only going to give you the important part. So that is how we are going to solve this. Yes, Turhan, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we talked about these questions today. I'll scroll up again and if you have any ambiguity, any query, you can just ask me directly. Okay. Right. So I am going to stop sharing the screen.